Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cultured Club. What's up, besties? My name is Lauren, and I'll be your host this afternoon. Thank you so much for venturing over into this perfectly curated corner of the internet. I'm really happy to have you here. This week, we're talking all things fun, all things spirals, all things juicy gossip, all things book talk, because this week, the world is on fire. I feel like the world is on fire every week. But let's be so for real. The world is like really on fire and we need to talk about it, but in like a cute way. And we're really going to dive into it because I have so many thoughts and I have so much to talk about and really not enough time to do it. It's kind of insane how much is happening. My hair is driving me nuts today. I'm dressed like an orange creamsicle. Our president just gave a dictator parade. The Traitors cast has been announced. Authors are being bullied off the internet. So many things are happening. It's almost too much to deal with. I have an emotional support poppy. I literally can't handle half of it. I feel like Mercury has been permanently in retrograde. And I know I said that in the last video, but Mercury has been in retrograde for what feels like forever now. And it's getting to be a little bit too much. The vibes are off. But what happened to sharing snacks? What happened to everyone just being cool and the vibes being fun and everyone just getting along? You know, I feel like the girl at the end of Mean Girls, right? Where she stands up and she's like, I just have a lot of feelings. Like, that's literally where I am. I just have so many feelings about so many things happening in the world. I'm still not over the Hamilton performance at the Tony Awards. I cry every time I even think about it. I've been rewatching it for weeks. I can't get over it. So let's get into our first segment. Let's do a hot girl mental health check-in. How are you doing? Because me personally, I know I'm struggling a bit. I'm struggling with everything that's going on in the world. I'm struggling with getting up every day and looking at the news. I'm struggling with seeing everything happening online. I personally am struggling with pretty much everything happening around me. And I don't think that I'm alone in that. I mean, I am constantly oscillating between everything's fine, the world is on fire, and I am just going to move to the mountains and ghostwrite fan fiction. And that's pretty much where I've been for the past like 6 months. That's where I'm at in life. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't, I don't want to, because everything is too much. We love it all, but we hate all of it. Everything that's been going on in the world, specifically in the United States, it's never been like this before. It's exhausting. Our parents and their parents have never faced a world with this much artificial intelligence interference, this much political interference, this much political scare tactic before. We've never had an administration use authoritarian force in such a blatant manner. And it's scary and it's not a fun experience. And I want to check in with you. I wanted to do a mental health check-in, and I want you to know I'm right there with you. I am here. You are not alone, and it's okay. Everything you're feeling is completely valid. You are not behind, and you're not running out of time, because I think I've been feeling all the same things. I don't know how any of you deal with it, but I am the constant victim to myself of comparing what I'm doing to those of others, right? I mean, I'm looking at my friends X, Y, and Z. They're all doing these things. That's amazing for them, and I'm so happy. But I'm stuck in all of these things are happening. How can anybody be doing anything? But maybe that's how they're coping. You know, it's such a weird mental game we're all trying to play just to get through the day. It's so tough. It's so weird. This is such a strange time. I don't mean to make this episode so serious, but it's a really unique circumstance and situation that we're all in the middle of, that we're all embroiled in, whether we want to be or not. And every YA dystopian novel we've ever read has prepared us all for this moment. And, you know, it's all going to work out, but it's scary while it's happening. And all at the same time, you're like, okay, well, I'm not married yet. I don't have kids yet. I don't have the job yet. I don't have the house yet. And it's like, okay, that's great. But, you know, I think we all have to remember that there's no timeline. We're not on this mystical, magical mythical timeline to hurry up and get things done. The American dream that our parents grew up with, the boomer timeline, if you will, that's gone. That was obliterated and that disappeared. We have to create our own American dream now, because jobs like social media influencer and podcaster and YouTuber and gamer, those jobs didn't exist. That was nothing. Now it's actually happening to us. And I think we really have all the power to shape and cultivate the world that we want to exist in. But we have to do it safely and we have to do it together. I think our mental health is the thing that has to come first. So be kind to yourselves and be really conscious of the things that you're saying, because you're manifesting your own environment. And I do the same thing. I am so guilty of being like, you're such an idiot, Lauren. Why would you do that? I say that stuff all the time. Or I verbalize doomsday a lot when I watch the news, or I get on social media, or I get on TikTok, or I freak out, particularly at night. It's really bad, which is why I have a habitual addiction to Scooby-Doo when I go to bed and I can't stop watching it. It's the only thing that will help me sleep at night. It's kind of crazy. It's the only thing that will calm me down. It's the only thing I can fall asleep to. I've got a great Scooby-Doo playlist, or 5. If anybody wants one, shout it out, because I'll send one to you. It's great, but I've got movie recommendations should you also want one. But you have to find the little things to make you happy to stop yourself from doing what I do, which is manifesting doomsday, right? Of like, oh my God, the world is the end. And I think we have to just stop ourselves from freaking out. This is not the end. If, the past weekend has taught us anything, the No Kings protests were so successful and, for the most part, so peaceful and so beautiful. And the collective really came together. And it was just so heartwarming to see everyone really voicing for the people, seeing all of that. And so I want that to be the shining beacon of hope. Find one thing a week that makes you feel good. So I wanted to do a quick mental health checkup. Even though it was a little dark, it's still a verbal validation of everything that you might be feeling, of everything that you might be experiencing, and a reminder again that you are not alone. Everything you're feeling is okay. Everything you're feeling is valid. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. There is no timeline. You're not behind. You're not behind. Don't compare yourself to others. You're on your own path. You were dealt your own hand of cards, right? You're nobody else but you. And that's okay. That's the beautiful part of being you. And I have to remind myself of that all the time. So I think that's the beautiful part of mental health, is it's not a quick fix. It's a constant work in progress. It's a constant cycle of things fluctuating, and something is always changing. So hopefully that helped a little bit. Someone just verbalizing that, talking about it. It's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to discuss. And I hope that you gain something from that. But I kind of want to move on, because on the topic of mental health, things have been brewing in the world of book talk, in the book talk community, in the reader world, in the book talk world, in the author world. Things are starting to take a turn. Things are starting to get out of hand. And I've noticed a pretty egregious shift in the reading community. And it's actually starting to frighten me a little bit. And it is progressively gotten worse. And I've noticed it, honestly, for a while now. I think we've all noticed the shift in mankind being incredibly cruel to one another. People are keyboard warriors, right? They think because you're behind a screen, or because I'm behind a screen, it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't actually count. It's fine. And if someone is online, or they have any semblance of a public profile or a public platform, like an author or an influencer or whatever, it automatically takes away any right to human decency and gives everyone carte blanche to say whatever the hell they think and feel about anything that pops into their head. And that's so not okay. Just because someone is online, just because someone has a public persona, or they're a public figure, or they're on a platform, doesn't give anyone the right to be a dick. Ever. And just because they disagree with your opinions, yes, you have the First Amendment right to say what you want. For now, you have the First Amendment right to disagree. You have the First Amendment right of thought and speech, but that's where that ends. You don't have the First Amendment right to bully someone. You don't have the First Amendment right to tell someone to go unalive themselves just because you disagree with what that person is saying. And that's what's happening right now on Book Talk, specifically to authors who are not really influencers. They have only started becoming public figures with the Book Talk community becoming more popular, right? So you have authors of these books becoming more popular on platforms like TikTok. Therefore, they're becoming a little more public and their faces are becoming a little bit more well known. They're a little more forward facing with their fans than they have been in previous years or in any previous iteration of a book community, right? And this is happening because of social media, of the online sphere, of this space that we've all created for ourselves. And I am an active member of the Book Talk community, and I love being a part of it. And we have authors like Nevessa Allen and Allie Hazelwood and Chloe Walsh who are not influencers. They're just people. They're just authors doing their jobs, living their lives, being absolutely obliterated on the internet in the most unacceptable fashion ever. And it's starting to scare me. And I don't mean to make this so serious, but we really need to have a strong conversation about digital empathy and boundaries, and the fact that disagreeing with someone on a point like the fact of Allie Hazelwood. Allie Hazelwood made a comment at a panel on romance books about how she was Team Gale over Team PETA in the Hunger Games books that were written in the early aughts. And she also happened to say that PETA was a useless character to Katniss in the overall storyline of the Hunger Games. An opinion that is hers, and some might say not entirely incorrect. It's just some civil discourse. It's an opinion. If you've read the book, watched the movies, whatever, it's just an opinion. This got clipped. This got put online. Allie Hazelwood was then verbally assaulted online so aggressively, she has deleted every account and removed herself from every online platform she has. She's gone. She's deleted her digital footprint and has removed herself from the situation because the bullying became so bad, because she said she was Team Gale over Team PETA and that PETA was useless to Katniss. I'm sorry. That's not a valid enough reason at all ever, period, to harass someone off the internet. No, it's just not. The entitlement of readers thinking that they have the right to say anything that warranted her getting off the internet is truly mind-boggling. It's baffling to me. Some of the comments, mostly on Threads, if you don't have Threads, you might not have seen them, were quite disgusting. They were really aggressive, and people were really upset over the fact that she was Team Gale over Team PETA. It's giving you need to touch grass. I'm so sorry. I love the reading community. But when did we become the bullies, guys? We are the bullied. We all started reading because we were the ones who struggled, right? We were the ones who wanted to find a deeper, richer, stronger community. That's why we all started reading. We wanted to find the real people, the best people. That's why we formed the bookish community. When did we become the bullies? And when did we find it within ourselves to give the okay that treating an author like this was, sure, fine, that's whatever. And then you move on to Nevessa Allen, who wrote an incredibly famous book titled Lights Out. That book blew up on the internet because of the voice actor called Jacob Morgan. Jacob Morgan is the reason that that book blew up. The sarcastic, funny humor of that man, beautiful. The audio narration for that book is sublime. She wrote a second book in that series called Caught Up and had released the name of the male narrator for the second book, and it wasn't Jacob Morgan. The second book male narrator was another incredibly famous book talk community audio narrator called Teddy Hamilton, one of, if not the most famous audiobook narrators on the market. He's got over like 1,000 titles under his belt. He's incredibly popular. She released the information that he would be narrating the character of Nico or Junior, and he was going to be her pick, and that he had really found the voice of Nico, not the same character that Jacob Morgan had voiced in the first book. Vastly different characters, very different storylines. The first and the second book are very different. So it was warranted to not have Jacob Morgan voice the second book. Nevessa Allen was getting death threats over this. Nevessa Allen's book tour was getting death threats. They had to hire special security. They were genuinely afraid for her physical safety because she did not hire Jacob Morgan to do the second audiobook narration for the male character. People were that upset and that entitled to the opinion that they know her characters better than she does. They were so mad they were telling her to unalive herself on the internet, and they were really putting threats out there that were so bad. She's also put a protective layer over herself. The security threats were incredibly real. Another author named Emily Rath had to step in and do a video telling people to behave themselves because it had reached her fan base. She was doing a dual event with Nevessa Allen, and the threats were so bad it had reached her fan base. And that event was a security risk because people were threatening to come and attack them. Were threatening to come and destroy the place that they were holding the event at. And it's just the entitlement, the unwarranted, unacceptable behavior is truly mind-boggling. The book community has worked so hard to get where we are, to gain even the modicum of respect in the economy and world that we have right now. And sacrificing it for this petty, disgusting, unacceptable behavior is really embarrassing. Nobody is going to take us seriously. Nobody is going to invest in our authors. Movie studios are not going to invest in our favorite books being made because we're not going to be a reliable investment, because authors aren't going to continue writing books if the hate gets too bad, if they can't reliably go on book tours because the threats are so bad, if the fan bases are so volatile, if it's so toxic we can't get anything accomplished. It's not going to be a good investment. Who's going to invest in something that's so toxic? Authors don't even want to be part of it. And the sad thing is that the only ones who lose are the authors and the real fans, the ones who really want to read the books, the ones who have been there from day one, the ones who stand in line and buy the books, the ones who have every book in the series autographed. And then all of a sudden the author goes, I'm done writing. This is too toxic for me. I'm so sorry. The series will no longer continue. Those are the ones who really lose, the real fans who've been actually touched and helped by those words. The ones who have been moved to tears because the story was so beautiful. It was so real. It was so necessary to be written. It's incredibly important that we keep authors like Ali Hazelwood, Nevessa Allen, Chloe Walsh out in the world, Emily Rath, out writing, creating and producing content and literature that means something to people. And if we are too toxic to keep them around, we're going to lose that. We're going to lose words that matter. We're going to lose authors that are generating change, that are generating characters that can evoke real feeling, and it would be devastating to lose people like that. So there's a lot of things happening in the book talk community. There's a lot of things that need to change in the book talk community. This is tough. We are not the most toxic group out there. We're just not. We're one of the best out there. We have the capability to be strong. We have the capacity to be beautiful and empathetic and respect boundaries and respect each other and the authors and the written word and the characters. And there are beautiful things that come out of this community. I mean, the movies, the books, the friendships, these book conventions, and the meet and greets, and the fan base is incredible and it's beautiful. And I would hate to see something unnecessary like bullying be the reason that we no longer have a place, right? This is my safe space, and it feels sad to have it be, tainted and tarnished by something so tragic and so triggering. You think trigger warnings are triggering, or dark romance is triggering? Seeing some of the comments are really triggering, and people need to get it together. No one's coming to save the community. We have to do it ourselves. So let's do it. We'll be better. Apologize, and let's move on as a community, because we need to be better. Now, up next, I'm going to have to get on my laptop for this one. We're going to talk about the Traitors Season 4 cast reveal. We're pivoting into some juice because I am a giant fan of Traitors. It's one of the biggest shows on TikTok, and there's a lot happening. This just dropped this past week, and besties, it's giving drama. It's giving so much drama. I can't wait. I need popcorn. I need popcorn now. This is giving TV Olympics. We've got returning villains. And I do mean we've got a returning villain. We have maybe some sneaky strategists here. We have some really exciting people that could be, potentially amazing traitors. We've got some amazing faithfuls who I think are going to just be so fun to watch. And some personalities I think are going to be really, really fun to watch clash. So we're going to talk about it. And I feel so bad for whoever's going to get eliminated in episode 1. Justice for the first unaliving. Justice for you. But let's talk about it. Okay, so the first person we have announced, we have Natalie Anderson from The Amazing Race. I have not watched The Amazing Race. So I am so excited to see this, but I have not seen a lot of The Amazing Race, but we're ready. We've got a Yam Yam from Survivor. We've got so many Survivor cast people from the past 3 seasons of The Traitors, and every time there is someone from Survivor on the show, there is always, number 1, amazing gameplay, and number 2, so much drama. The drama is cranked to 11. It's incredible television to watch these people play the game, because they're like back on that island. It's crazy. We have Mark Ballas from Dancing with the Stars. I'm a huge fan. His recent tango with Derek Huff was absolutely incredible. He's so good. I love him. I cannot wait to see this. Rob, I apologize if I say your name wrong. Rob Cesartino from Survivor. I cannot wait. Okay, this is someone I'm a huge fan. Stephen Coletti, One Tree Hill. Listen, I am a One Tree Hill girly. I'm One Tree Hill diehard fan. One Tree Hill all the way. And I love Stephen Coletti in One Tree Hill. I cannot wait to see this man on Traitors. I'm so excited. I don't want to see him as a traitor. I don't think he will be. I think he'll be a faithful. I don't think he'd be the best traitor, but I could be wrong. So we'll see. Then we have Candace Dillard Bassett from The Real Housewives of Potomac. That should be so fun. The Real Housewives are always a crack up. Then we have Ron Funches, actor and comedian. Oh my gosh. Moira Higgins, Love Island UK. This is going to be so funny. The Love Island contestants are always subtly my favorite, because they are there for a good time, not a long time. And it's always the most fun to watch them try and figure out what's going on. It's so good. And then in a surprise twist, absolutely surprise twist, we have Mama of all mamas, Donna Kelsey, Travis and Jason Kelsey's mother. I am so excited to see Donna Kelsey strategize Boots' house down. And I am so excited. This could not be a better cast. I don't think she'll be a traitor. I think she'll be the faithful of all faithfuls. Like, I think she will be the one that they all pick. There's always one every season that people believe for whatever reason over everyone else. Like, you are the most faithful of the faithfuls. So we trust you. There's one every season, and I think it's going to be Donna Kelsey. I can't wait to see this queen. Oh my God. Okay. Then we have the most gorgeous person alive, Kristen Kish from Top Chef. I am obsessed. I'm obsessed. Okay. Tara Lipinski, Olympic figure skater. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we have an Olympic figure skating duo because under Tara, we also have Johnny Weir. This is an incredible duo going in. I am obsessed with this. I want Johnny Weir to be a traitor. I think Johnny and Tara would be undercover, maybe the best traitors in the house, because who's gonna suspect them? Oh, I think this would be just so good. And then returning villain, returning for justice and vindication, Dorinda Medley, because Dorinda was done over, girl. Justice for Dorinda, and I think that's why she's here. She is from last season, season 3 of the Traitors, and she is back. She is back to play. And I would be shocked if they made her a traitor. I think that would be kind of obvious, but I feel like that's kind of what she's here to do. I feel like being a traitor is what she needs to do. I don't know if being a faithful, it didn't work out for her last time. So I don't know if being a faithful would work this time. I don't know. It'll be really interesting. Then we've got Tiffany Mitchell from Big Brother. Big Brother and the Challenge contestants are always the best gamers. It's really interesting to see. And then we've got my girl Monet Exchange from RuPaul's Drag Race. Listen, I am a huge Monet Exchange fan. Gigantic. I was rooting for Monet's podcast partner, Bob the Drag Queen, last season. I am a gigantic RuPaul's Drag Race fan. And to see 3 seasons in a row, we had Peppermint, and then we had Bob the Drag Queen, and now to see Monet Exchange. I'm so excited to see some drag queen representation on the show and to see Monet Exchange, one of the most gorgeous drag queens of all time. I mean, hello, gorgeous. I love Monet. Monet is so funny, so sassy, in the best way ever. I cannot wait for Monet to get down in it with these Real Housewives, but also to just let some of these contestants have it. I can't. The roundtables with Monet are going to be so good. I am so excited for Monet. Monet is my girl, one of my faves. I have been rooting for Monet since day one. I'm obsessed. Okay, then we have Eric Nam, who's a singer. Very excited. Michael Rappaport, actor and comedian. Absolutely love. Oh my gosh. Okay, then we have Rob Roush, Love Island USA. Okay, really interested to see how this goes down. This one is going to be really interesting. Then, one of the biggest names in Real Housewives history, Lisa Rinna from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I cannot wait to see this happen. Oh my gosh. Okay, then we have Caroline Stanbury, the Real Housewives of Dubai. The Real Housewives are kind of taking over the castle this season. I'm really excited about it. Then we have Ian Terry from Big Brother and from Bachelor and Bachelorette Nation, controversial character and figure in the franchise, Colton Underwood. Making a comeback, question mark? I don't know. How do you feel about this? I'm interested to see how this goes down. I want to know. I'm interested to see. I'm reserving thoughts and opinions. I'm reserving everything until this happens. This is my cat Kitty. It's the love. It's the love and the pets. It's time for pets. So that's why he's up here. Okay. And then we have Portia Williams, the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This this cast is serious. This is a cast of big personalities, loud personalities, a lot of game players, but a lot of reality stars who know how to be in front of a camera and are not going to be afraid to say things in front of a camera and are not going to hold punches. So I think it'll be really interesting because some people have held things back in previous seasons, and I don't think a lot of them are going to do that this time. And you have 3 judges. So, Olympic figure skaters and a top chef, they're used to telling people what they think. And at a round table, that could really come in handy. This is going to be an insane season. I can't wait. It's going to come out early 2026, but the cast list just dropped. So I'm really, really stoked. We could not have been more blessed with who is on this list, in particular with Donna Kelsey. I'm so stoked. I hope she makes it up in the Scottish moors because that is cold, it's wet, and as Kate told us, it's miserable. I mean, we all know, so it's just thoughts and prayers for Donna Kelsey, okay? So I'm going to keep an update. Maybe I'll do a watch through of the whole season and do a week by week breakdown of what I think and the episodes and kind of what's happening there. So I just want to do a little wrap up and kind of reminder of everything that's gone down in this episode. I know this episode's been kind of heavy, but let's just take a deep breath. We're going to do good air in and bad air out. Deep breaths. And we are going to remember to protect your peace. Take breaks if you need it. You're going to unfollow the accounts and people in your life that no longer bring you joy, that no longer bring you happiness or comfort. You're going to walk away and remove yourself from the chaos. Find the things that do bring you joy. Go for that walk. Read that book. Find that new community. Paint that picture. Color that drawing. Play that game. Take that nap. Do something great. Play with your animals. Call your siblings. Go out with your friends. Do something for you. I took myself to the library this week just to have a good time grounding myself in a safe public space and to be surrounded by books. That's what I did for my mental health this week. And I'd love it if you shared yours. What did you do for your mental health this week? Please share. Maybe someone could use a tip or maybe borrow an idea of what you did and use it for their own mental health. Not saying that any of us are doctors, but maybe you have something fun that you did that someone else would love to try. You never know. Have a fun snack. Watch a good movie. If you want a good Scooby-Doo sleepy time watch list recommendation, I have one for you. Please leave an orange heart comment in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to leave a link to it underneath your comment. And remember that you are allowed to not be okay. You are allowed to know that the vibes feel off. You are not behind. You are not alone. And please remember that kindness costs nothing, but it heals everything. So on that note, please comment, like, and subscribe. If you are on YouTube, if you are anywhere pods are being cast, if you could please rate and review, give me 5 stars and leave a nice review, that would be great as I'm trying to build this platform. Follow me anywhere on social media. All of the links are down below. I'd really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Have a great week, my cultured cuties, and I will see you next time. All right. Bye. Okay. Amaze.